We're going to need a lot of human alcohol beer to cope with the end of What We Do in the Shadows, which begins its 11-episode final season Monday, October 21st, at 10 p.m. on FX. How will the Staten Island vampires say goodbye? Probably without any hugging or learning. We had a lot of conversations about how we wanted to handle it, and the main thing that we all agreed on was that we did not want to do a very special, serious final season, says showrunner Paul Sims. We just concentrated on being funny. I finished editing 3 of the episodes, and I think it's one of our best seasons yet. But who wouldn't say that in a conversation like this? Hey, at least he's honest. Still, if these 7 teases Sims gave Entertainment Weekly are any indication, the final season of Woodits might just live up to the hype. Guillermo grows up. Yes, Guillermo, Harvey Guillen, is human again. But there's no way he could go back to being a familiar, explains Sims. He realized his dream of becoming a vampire, even though it was only for about an hour and a half. This season, the former familiar realizes he has to move out of the vampire mansion, get his own place, and restart the normal world life that he left behind. Nadia clocks in. Guillermo may think he's ready to flee the nest, but the other vampires aren't so sure. They follow him out into the real world, so he can never quite get away from them, says Sims. There's some very fun stuff about Guillermo working in a normal office the way normal people do, but Nadia and Nander also show up to help him out. If you're wondering how Nadia, Natasha Demetriou, will adjust to the 9-to-5 life, take a look at the photo above. Nadia's always had a wish of being out among the humans more and getting to know their human ways, says Sims. And in helping Guillermo out at his new job in a regular workplace, she sort of is living her working girl fantasies of working in an office and dressing how she imagines a human in an office does, and making the kind of small talk she imagines that humans do. Nander goes rogue. When he's not stalking Guillermo in the real world, Nander, Kevin Novak, finds other adventures to keep him busy. We have 2 episodes that are homages to our favorite movies from the 1970s, and I won't say what one of them is, but Nander disappears and goes basically up a river and is causing trouble, teases Sims. The vampires are sent on a mission to go retrieve him before he can create more problems for the vampire establishment. And I'll leave it at that. Laszlo lords over his roommates. A debate about what to do with Guillermo's now empty room under the stairs. Nander wants to use it for a workout area, and Laszlo, Matt Berry, wants to use it to store scientific research stuff, explains Sims, leads the vampires to a massive discovery. Though they can't use their powers of hypnosis on each other during waking hours, they can hypnotize a sleeping vampire. Which brings us to the photo above. Laszlo has hypnotized them all to believe that he is the king of the house, says Sims. They're waiting on him and ordering him everything he wants from Amazon Prime, which he's just discovered. Colin Robinson expands his social circle. Colin, Mark Proksch, decides to assist Laszlo with his project in the basement laboratory, but he has an agenda. Laszlo is returning to some research that he'd abandoned a long time ago. He can use cadaver parts and electricity to create a new man, who will be their new familiar, says Sims. Colin is helping him out because he realized that the one thing he's always missed is having an actual friend. So, he wants to make a new friend, literally. The guest star roster grows. In addition to the return of some fan favorites, including Guillermo's sire, Derek, played by Chris Sandiford, Sims says the show will continue its tradition of featuring notable guest stars. In past seasons, we focused so much on people who've played vampires before. This season, our main goal was to use our favorite, funniest people that for 5 years we've wanted to use, he explains. One such performer will play Laszlo's father, or rather the ghost of Laszlo's father, Sims adds. It's one of our favorite guest stars of all time. Nandermo shippers, your time has already come. How will Nander handle it when Guillermo moves out? While Nandermo shippers want Mr. the Relentless to reciprocate Guillermo's love at long last, Sims sees things differently.